I'm going to make an analogy that applies to men and women. So, you're really hungry and you want dinner. And one option is you're just going to go drive to the local fast food place. Just go through the drive-through, and then in like 20 minutes you're eating food. The second option is you live like way out in the wilderness somewhere, or you're just not allowing yourself to get fast food. You're out in the wilderness. And what you have to do is you got to put on your camo, you got to get all your gear together, get all your equipment, you got to hike like 7 miles out into the woods. You find a good spot, you climb the tree, you set up a blind, and then you post up and you wait for 4 hours. A couple animals come by, none of them are a good shot, and then finally this deer comes along, the one you're looking for. You got to line up, you really take your time, and you have to make that one shot you have, you make it count. And you take the thing down, and then now you got to pick this 150-pound deer up, you got to put it on your back, you hike all the way back through those 7 miles, back through the woods, you take it back to your camp, you process the thing, you cook it, now you can eat. Now, between those two scenarios, which meal tastes better? Okay, this is the exact same thing with dating. The deer scenario is you went out, you met someone organically, there was a high chance of failure, or at least acute pain of rejection, and you overcame the odds, it succeeded. The fast food drive-through is, that's just using a dating app. That's a dating app. I don't even think that's even a dating app, is drive-through. I think a dating app is like Uber Eats. It's like a step down. I don't even have to, I can just wear my pajamas and sit on the couch and scroll my phone. And that's a dating app. This analogy applies to men and women, though I would say it's especially prominent for men. The reason why I say this is because most men, or more men at least, are masculinely oriented. And the masculine as a force is hunting energy. And a hunter has to have something to hunt. A hunter with no hunt has no spirit. A huntless prize is no prize at all, from the perception of the hunter. People don't appreciate what people work for is what they appreciate. And what they appreciate is what they feel like they've earned. And what they feel like they've earned, they continue to respect and they continually put effort in towards maintaining. The biggest issue with dating apps is the fact that the entire thing is just such a casual exercise. It's so simplified and so casual that our brains know right off the bat that it's not a serious situation. I'm not that serious about this. We tell ourselves, I'm looking for something serious. I want a serious relationship. And yet the only effort we're then putting in is like, I'm sitting on the couch in my PJs, drinking wine, swiping on dating apps. And it's like, you say you're serious. Are you really? Are you really serious? Because the effort you're putting into this is the same effort that you put in when you're just absentmindedly scrolling Instagram and liking stuff. That's the same effort. And so you can say that you're serious about this. But from the perception of your brain, you're not fooling your brain. Your brain knows, like, I get the same dopamine from doing this as I do from Instagram. And I don't take Instagram seriously, and I don't really care about Instagram. So clearly, I don't care about this. I'm not actually taking this seriously. I say I'm taking it seriously, but I'm not actually taking it seriously. And this is the fundamental problem with dating apps, is that, I forget what the phrase is. It's like, things that are free have a much more expensive opportunity cost. And that's like, nothing is more true than that when applied to quote unquote free or cheap dating apps. Like, what we think we're saving in terms of time and energy by not having to put ourselves out there and meet people organically, or to intentionally go and do things we wouldn't normally do in the hopes of, or the possibility of, meeting someone. The dating app itself, because it's free, we're tricked, we're like seduced by this, like, it's so easy. There's so many people. It's so easy to meet people. And as a result of doing that, the opportunity cost is so much higher. We waste so much more time on those apps. The people that we meet, we do not appreciate off of them. It's really that simple. It's like ordering fast food from Uber Eats. It's like, yeah, it tastes good, but I'm not gonna like, I'm not gonna like, I don't feel like this was some master course meal that I like had to just struggle to make, right? Like I didn't really earn this thing, and that's the biggest problem. And the initial interaction of a potential relationship sets the tone. It cascades down and sets the tone for the remainder of the interaction. So if it starts from the perspective of this is casual, I didn't have to put that much effort into this, what's the probability that it's going to spiral upwards and become a relationship that both people are putting a ton of effort in to maintain and build the necessary intimacy in? It's not going to happen. If anything, it's just going to decrease in the amount of effort that's applied. It's why so many of these casual hookups that start from apps will start hot and heavy, and it's like, yeah, I'm all about you, and like it's super lustful, and everyone's like making declarations of love and proclamations of, oh yeah, I'm totally going to see you again, this is super fun. And then as soon as the interaction's over, it's like, I just never heard from them again. It only got worse, right? That's just kind of how it goes. It's yeah, no one writes home about the fast food. So I guess my message on this is, I'm not saying you can't use dating apps. That would be quite hypocritical of me, because I'm someone who's used dating apps a lot, and I've had a number of longer term relationships, having met those people off of dating apps, including my longest term ex, who I'm still on great terms with. Those relationships are the exception to the rule, though. And it wasn't as efficient of a time use as I assumed and most people assume. Most of my friends who are in long-term relationships and they're in a great place in those relationships did not meet their partners off of dating apps. I'm not saying it can't happen. It can absolutely work. Again, it's just the exception. So I'm not saying don't use dating apps, but the problem with them is a lot of people come to rely on them as a crutch. And instead of using it as a supplementary thing to cultivate this abundance mindset of knowing, okay, I have a backup if I need it, but I'm still going to primarily meet people through the things I normally do, going to the coffee shop, the gym, the freaking festivals, concerts, when stuff, is open again. But a lot of people don't do that. They just kind of like, well, it's easier. I can sit on my couch and do this in my free time. I'm just going to swipe. And that becomes the problem. So just be cautious about them. If you use them, try to keep them as a supplement, not the main course. Just a side dish. They're a side dish is what they are. And yeah, just remember that there is a higher opportunity cost to using them than is immediately perceptible. So that's what I got for you guys on this one. Any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. If you have any other ideas for anything related to this or future video topics, let me know, and I will see you guys next time.